When talking about the 0.4 patch for Path of Exile 2, many players will agree with me that this is a very underwhelming update. We didn't have the endgame improvement that the game really needed right now. This league mechanics, the Vow Temple, were thought to be not rewarding to do on release, but then grinding game decided to overbuff it and players start to realize that they can abuse Vow Temple to farm hundreds of currency per hour. The result is an economy that is so inflated that it's just simply impossible for a casual player like myself to keep up with the player on the top end that are farming temple. But when we put aside all the negative parts of this update, we can see that there are also many good changes too, like the balance changes. The new ascendancy for the sorceress is also very interesting, and for the first time ever, every ascendancy is being played instead of just seeing Deadeye all over again. And of course, how could I forget the biggest selling point of this league, the Druid. The fact that this league name is literally called the last of the Druid enough to show how important this class is for the 0.4 update. I myself, just like many people, are very excited to test out the Druid. But the more I play with the Druid, the more I felt that something was missing and something just off. Despite killing every monster inside with no difficulty, and I have to say that I love the shapeshifter archetype, I didn't feel fun playing the Druid at all. Just feel so empty and so boring. So I just stopped playing, and I was really considering that I'm gonna skip this league. Then I have to create another sorcerer character so that I can finish my November Rainstorm Weaver build. And let me tell you, somehow it was different. I suddenly feel like I am having fun playing Path of Exile 2 again, and I want to keep playing it. So I did. I finished Act 1 to 4, complete the interlude, and now I'm currently in the endgame trying to finish my build. So what really happened here? Why despite loving the Druid playstyle, his character design and his gameplay, I never have fun playing the class? That question has been bugging me for the last couple of days. But then when I was playing some of my own video games, I realized that the answer is just too simple. The Druid is just too strong right now. No. Now before you turn off the video, let me be clear that I have zero problem with people that are playing broken build or broken character, or even playing the meta build myself. If you are having fun using a broken build or character, then I am happy for you that you have found something that can bring you joy. The problem with the Druid is that it is just too strong to the point that you don't even need to interact with the game fun zone.
What is tarnation is this fun zone you talking about? It is a slang that Jen's kids love to use nowadays. Or maybe it a circle where you kids stand in it and start to felt happy. Or maybe it is a drug, huh? You know God forbid you to do drug.
So please let me explain what is the term fun zone mean. The term fun zone in video game design was popularized by Hugo Martin, the game director of id Software, who used it to describe a specific intended style of play that makes the game more enjoyable. Or you can understand it like this. The fun zone is when the player does the action in video game that make them engage with the game system while feeling good doing it. It's kind of like a flow state but for playing video game. So for example, the fun zone of Minecraft is to craft stuff, explore the world, create wondrous building or contraption. Or maybe in Mortal Kombat, the fun zone is when you successfully execute a combo that took away a huge chunk of enemy HP bar. Or in the classic Doom series, where the fun zone is to shoot demons while moving really fast and discover a secret. So that we know what is the fun zone in video game, what is Path of Exile 2 fun zone. So in my opinion, it is when you create your own build, testing different skills, supported gem, choosing the right skill tree node, crafting your own gear and comboing skill together. I am sure that anyone that is watching this video have at some point of playing Path of Exile 2 created their own build. And don't you remember the feeling when your build that you created start to work? And don't you remember that satisfying feeling and excitement rushing into your body? And even if your build turned out to be not what you expected, you probably have learned something new about the game that you didn't even know existed before. This is what the devs at Grindy Game want player to experience when they interact with the game system, or what I like to say, interact with the game fun zone. But then come the Druid, and I want to divert your attention to these two skills, the normal Wyvern attack and the Devour skill. You can see here that even though I don't have any supported gem socketed in those two skills, and my skill tree is clearly not built around it, and somehow the skill still managed to kill every enemy in front of me in the most brain dead and boring manner possible. So now let me ask you a question. When your character can do that, why do we have to care about what supported gem we are going to use, what node to take in the skill tree, and what skill are we going to unlock next? It literally kills the excitement of progression, because I know that no matter what I do, even if I fuck up or even if that doesn't, my character will still kill all the enemy within the most. Okay, so if you have already watched to this point of this video, you might think that what am I trying to say? I don't want any of the skill to be powerful in Path of Exile 2. The answer is no. I want skill to be powerful. But if the developer at Grindy Game want to push for more combo centric gameplay, skill should have a clear weakness and a clear strength. The problem with the Druid is some of his skill can do basically everything. Clear AoE damage, single target damage, everything you need is all in one skill, and it kills the incentive of trying out different skill, because why the bother playing another skill when the skill that you are already using can do everything that you need, right? Imagine that you are blind playing the Druid. You didn't watch any of the leaked story video about him, right? So answer me this: why do you want to use Rolling Magma or Flame Breath instead of the basic attack for the Wyvern? And why do you want to use Lunar Blessing when Lunar Assault can do everything that you need? One example that come to my mind is how strong Lightning Spear is back in 0.2. Back then, the Huntress is also a new character, and the player base doesn't know what skill is strong on her and what skill isn't. But the moment someone discovers that Lightning Spear is stupidly overpowered, the player base revolve around that skill and create the infamous "everyone play Lightning Spear, man, wow!" Okay, so what is the point of not playing Lightning Spear beside from personal curiosity, or if you are a content creator trying to create different build, right? What is the point of doing that? It's so that even if you present the player with different options that seem very fun and interesting, player will still gravitate toward the most brain dead option, because the game doesn't push you enough to try out different options aside from the skill that can clear the best and deal the most damage. Basically, the combats in Path of Exile 2 is just you see a group monster, explode them, or if you don't do that, they will kill you, and do that over and over again till you finish a map, right? But on the rare occasion that the game does encourage you to think about what to do instead of just mindlessly pressing a button over and over and over again, the game then becomes so good and so satisfying to play. Take such an example: the class is very weak at the start. Sport can use to clear but have terrible single target damage. Ice Nova need a cold infusion to actually be a skill. The same apply for Fireball. And that is why I have so much fun playing the sorcerer compared to the druid. When playing the sorcerer, I am encouraged to trying out different skills about the gem. If that doesn't happen, I would have never found out how strong Snap is and how I can generate multiple infusion using Lightning Ball and Lightning Wolf. And of course, I would have never come up with my November Rainstorm Weaver build and my Popper Ignite Chronomancer. It is a shame that Grangy game has seemed to abandon the design philosophy to make sure that every skill in the game have a clear weakness and strength. Instead, they just replay it with, if the skill is bad, then increase its damage in an AoE. And I am knowing that I am just making wild assumption here, but if I really have to guess, it is because, and I am not naming name here or calling out a certain person, okay? It's just that a certain group of our community, instead of acknowledging Battle Exile 2 vision for what it is trying to accomplish, they just straight up harass the developer to the point that the dev just gave up and changed the game to suit their comfort zone. Because the player are just so used to mindlessly spamming one button over and over and over again that they can't even play a game which requires them to use more than 2 brain cells at the same time. But I wouldn't place all of my blame on those whiny PoE streamer and player, because despite loving Battle Exile 2, I must say that the game is extremely flawed, especially when it comes to combat design and presenting the fun zone to player. But hey, that is a topic for another video. Okay, so now how do we actually quote unquote fix the root? The first problem is that some of the root skills have too much damage and utility, so we need to dial back on some of his skills so that other skill doesn't get overshadowed. And the second problem is that the Wyvern form doesn't have a clear weakness. He can do well up close from afar and can clear mob of monster as well as killing bosses. And as I said earlier, certain play style or skill should have clear weakness and strength. So what if we shift the Wyvern power fantasy to require a little more thought from the player? If the bear can play like a tank who can maul his way through the enemy line, the wolf play like a fighter jet with it get in and get out playstyle, the wyvern should play like an artillery cannon, keeping enemy away from you and deliver powerful attack from a distance. So how do we actually achieve this? First, rework wing blast into fly. The way fly work is that whenever we use fly, the wyvern will use wing to fly on the sky for duration, and during that time, the wyvern is immune to all any melee attack and can use off-hit projectile skill and flame breath, but can only target enemies that are directly below him. And of course, we have to rework the wyvern basic attack to function like wing blast, knocking enemy back, and can be combined with a dodge roll to perform a back jump, creating some distance between you and the enemy. What really encouraged me to make this video is that I am scared for the future of Battle Exile 2. I am scared that the dev at running a game is gonna look at the current state of the game and see that players enjoy playing the root and think to themselves that they should buff every skill in Battle Exile 2 to the same power of the root. And there are actually many examples of that happening right now with the recent buff to Ice Nova and Whirling Slash. Of course, that isn't necessarily bad or anything, and if the developer decide to go down that road, I am sure that Battle Exile 2 will still be a decent game with a dedicated player base just like any ARPG in the market right now. But I am also know that when Jonathan Roger, Mark Robert, and Chris Wilson set out to create Battle Exile 2, they don't just want to create a decent ARPG. I'm sure that they want to create a game that unlike any ARPG game that we have ever seen before. The game that is so revolutionary that it will mark a new era for the ARPG genre like what Diablo 2 back in the day. And I am all here for it. So please, running the game, Stick to your vision and don't be discouraged because of some whiny boomer on the internet tell you that you are doing a bad job. There are thousands of players out there that are supporting your vision of the game, including me.